If you're tired of intense workouts, can't work out because of an injury or disability, or honestly just hate feeling self-conscious like you're being judged in the gym, I want you to know this video is just for you. Hi, my name is Suzanne, and today I'm sharing how I lost 45 pounds of stubborn menopausal belly fat, and it wasn't doing high-intensity cardio. 2 years ago, I was 51 years old, 45 pounds overweight, pre-diabetic, and killing myself with high-intensity cardio, only to find myself stuck in a frustrating loop of gaining and losing the exact same pounds while my waistline wouldn't budge. I realized I needed a completely new plan, so I threw out the old fitness playbook, started over, and reversed my health quickly. It didn't take grueling gym sessions or heavy lifting. It came down to a total lifestyle shift and just one simple exercise: walking. Today, I'm sharing the exact strategy of how I walked off those 45 pounds and how you can do it too in a way that is sustainable and just makes sense. Number one, there is so much pressure these days to get in 10,000 steps. But what if you can't walk 10,000 steps? Or what if you just don't want to? Does that mean you're doomed to stay overweight forever? I'm here to tell you, no, you're not. I've learned that the most important thing with weight loss is that your methods have to be simple, realistic, and sustainable. And you can actually lose weight without exercise. In fact, you never even have to walk one step and you can still lose weight. I love to share the story of my beloved 72-year-old friend who is 5 foot inches tall, and she got down to 110 pounds, even though she was in her wheelchair most of the time. So despite being short and unable to move, she was still able to lose the weight. However, we do want to keep in mind that we will lose our mobility if we don't move enough. So even if you're not trying to lose weight, it's still a good idea to get some kind of activity in. I talked to a man at my mother's retirement home, and he told me something I've never forgotten. He said if he didn't walk every single day, he could feel himself getting weaker and weaker. And honestly, now that I'm 53, that's actually starting to happen to me. I notice that if I don't get in enough movement every day, just from sitting at my work desk, I can actually feel the loss of strength in my legs on my next walk. We really do have to use it or we will lose it. Because of that, I don't worry about whether I hit a certain amount of steps anymore. I just walk as often as I can and do what feels good to my body. Number two, since mobility is my goal, along with a little bit of bonus calorie burn, I focus entirely on what the fitness world calls NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which is just a fancy way of saying normal daily movement. Instead of torturing myself at the gym, I just weave activity into the natural pockets of my day. I find that if I do exercises that I actually enjoy rather than want to avoid, I'm much more likely to get more activity in. In fact, you'd be surprised how much all of that adds up. When I stop doing those things and pull back on my walks, I notice right away that I don't lose as much weight. So for me, keeping that weight loss moving looks like taking a nice walk around lunchtime to take a break from work and taking another walk around 7 o'clock at night right after I've closed down the kitchen. If I'm out walking at 7 p.m., I'm not tempted to snack or go off my plan at the same time. It keeps my body mobile, acts as a distraction from food, and burns bonus calories as a side effect. And when I'm home, I also try to get an activity by doing things like the dishes, folding laundry, deep cleaning the house, and decorating. Anything that gets me up and moving. I remember my grandmother being very thin her entire life. Did she go to the gym or go for long walks? Nope. But I do remember her house being spotless from one end of the house to the other, top to bottom. Why? Because she was always cleaning it every single day. Now, one thing I heard recently from a fitness influencer was a claim that post-meal walks magically tame your hunger hormones like ghrelin. To be totally transparent, I'm not sure that's true for everyone. For me, exercise of any kind usually makes me hungrier and makes me think I can get away with eating more. And ultimately, that only leads me to gain weight. The only thing that has ever really effectively managed my appetite and allowed me to lose weight is following a ketogenic low carb diet. Number 3. So, what about the latest fitness crazes? Like, for example, the one we keep hearing about, the Japanese walking method. The main premise of this is you have to walk at specific intervals, alternating your pace as you go to lose belly fat. But here's the reality. When you're over 50 years old, you do not need to overdo it to lose weight. I walk at a very comfortable, pleasant, relaxed pace. I completely refuse to push myself anymore. I used to do intense cardio in the gym, and around 51, I noticed a new frustrating pattern. The harder I pushed, the more I experienced painful cortisol spikes in my stomach. But what I found was I didn't really need those sessions in order to lose weight. The most important thing in the end was my diet. The experts say that 80% of weight loss is due to diet. I think it's probably more like 95 to 100%. Because the truth is, you cannot out-exercise your eating. Believe me, I've tried. Once I started following a low-carb lifestyle, the weight started shedding off naturally. I just focused on keeping my total carbs at 20 grams per day, and weight loss was pretty effortless, without stressful workouts. I realized I didn't need the stress or extra calorie burn of intense cardio. Walking at an easy pace worked just fine. In fact, back in September of 2025, I lost 10 pounds in a little over 3 weeks, and that was at 138 pounds. And the only exercise I did was walking 30 to 60 minutes a day. I didn't have to kill myself with exercise because the types of foods I was eating acted as a natural appetite suppressant. It was easy to lower my calories because I wasn't fighting constant hunger. And by pairing low-carb eating with relaxed walking, I was finally able to work smarter and lose 45 pounds of my menopausal weight gain in the process. Now that you know how walking isn't a huge part of the weight loss equation, we still need to address your diet and calories in order to lose weight. For me, that was the hardest part, finding something that was enjoyable and actually worked. Which is why I made this video about what I ate to lose my 45 pounds of extra weight. I hope you enjoy it.